Hello, it's Rob here and welcome to this, the first of my build videos on my newly donated RC Elf kit, the Tamiya Monster Beetle Trail on the GF-01 chassis. We're going to get straight into it on step 2, because step 1's plugging the battery in with making up the differential gears, and it tells you to make both of them. And as you can possibly see, no indication at all of any grease, and we have instead this thing here, which is differential putty, and I'm assuming that locks the diffs because it's a trail truck, so you want power going to all 4 wheels all the time. So I've not used this before, and there's a few notes on it. This is the offending article, comes flat like that, and it tells you to cut 5mm off. Now I did that with this one, and to me it didn't seem to be enough. So, you know, don't worry about making it an exact 5mm. This one's almost 10, I think, and I'm hoping that that's going to be enough. So we'll get straight in. You make it in the same way as you would the ordinary one. So we've got one of the large bevel gears, or crown gear as I would call it. Oh, but because there's no grease, I found that's the easiest way to put it on, with the 9mm shim. Excuse me. And then we've got the star shaft with the 3 planetary gears. And they just pop in like so, he says. There we go. And then just give it a twist just to make sure they're all meshed. Then you need to get your diff putty, and it's quite tricky and quite sticky. There we go. And roll it up into a ball. And then wedge it in. Like that, hopefully. That should do us. And then get the second planetary gear, another shim, and then pop on the cover. And then we need to tighten it up with 3 by 10mm screws. And we're ready for step 3, which is taking D1 half of the chassis stroke chassis even. Chassis? Oh dear. And just popping these 2 1150 bearings in, or the plastic bushings if you don't have the metal bearings. Quite a tight fit. Yep, really nice tight fit, those ones. Eventually, blinking ink. and then they just go like that, and we need to add some grease, so I'll do that. Step 4 is making up the counter gears, and yes, you've got to make 2 sets, and we are going to need 12 1150 bearings, would you believe? And I won't go through all of them, but it's basically one in each end, and they're quite loose, unfortunately, so they probably will come out. So now, surprisingly, for one of these mysterious Tamiya things, if you don't have the ball bearings, you need 8 plastic bearings and 4 metal bearings, and the metal bearings are for the small counter gear for some reason. But hey, I've got the ball bearings, so they're all going like so, and we just keep going. And we're going to need 2 MA5s, which are these 5x34mm tubes. I don't know why these ones are hollow. And these MA4s, which are 50mm ones, are solid bars. But hey, there we go. And I'll dry fit all of this first. So I think what we need to do is pop one of the longer bars in here. Oops. And here. And then take these 2 long counter gears, and pop that over like so, and like that, and then again taking these longer rods, and that goes like so, and pops in. So now I've shown you that dry fitted, what I'll do is go round, grease everything up, and we can move on to steps 6 and 7. If we come down here, I won't bother showing you this, but step 6 is just putting the bearings into the other half of the chassis, so I'll do that as well, and we can then crack on with step 7. So there we go. Step 7 is joining the 2 halves, and as you can see, we're going to need 7 screws. What I'll do is I'll put them together. As you can see, I've put the bearings in the other side, and if we wingle it round a bit, you might be able to see that I've gone over with some AW grease around the joining bits, so that should hopefully give me some dust protection. And then we just need to align everything up, which went a lot easier than I thought. So, like I say, 5, 6, 7. So I'll just tighten them on and up, and we can move on. The last two steps in this episode are 8 and 9, which is installing the pinion gear onto the motor and then installing the motor itself onto the chassis. And we've got the stock 18 tooth pinion gear here. According to the instructions, you can have a 20 tooth one, and it seems I've there we go, tightened the grub screw up a bit too much, and it tells you to have a 14mm gap between the M11 motor plate and the very top of the pinion gear. So I've got my vernier calipers set to 14mm and locked into position, so we should just be able to push it down, but I can't because I've tightened the grub screw slightly too tight. Oh, there we go. Push it back out a bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then we tighten it up. And there we go. And then if we come over to here, you will see there are markings to denote which holes to use for which pinion gear. So we've got the 18 tooth, and then it's a simple case of not being able to get it in. Right, I forgot about that. It's not a simple case. So we'll grease it up and put it in place. Right, I think I've got it there. So, oh, we just tighten it up, and then we can put the other one in. So I'll carry on with that and see what it looks like. Okay, so there we go. A bit trickier than I remembered from my Conged, but hey. Anyway, so the very last step is to fit F3, and it says note direction. So I'm assuming it just clicks on or goes in here with 4 screws. Like so. So I think we'll end it there with the gearbox and motor installed. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you for the next video, which will be hopefully at least part of Parts Pack B. Thanks for watching. Bye!